Here we go, Summoners. Fourth match of the day from the round one. We got the pre-bans, we got the Nephthys and the Ragdoll both get the pre-ban.
Indeed, I was wondering if Catch would actually pre-ban the Ragdoll, because the Ragdoll is not a unit that's so meta these days, but Catch does bring an AoE draft usually, unlike what we usually see in meta, so the Ragdoll is a good idea for him to pre-ban.
Catch picking up that Oliver for first pick, locks it in. Shen responds with a Sekhmet and a Juno, both fire units locked in for first and second unit.
Yeah, two good picks from Shen to counter the Oliver. The Sekhmet can reset the Oliver before he moves. The question is Catch going to try to really go for the outspeed route? Because the Juno would counter his Lima if he decides to pick the Lima up.
Oh my god, boss says Lima, and Lima gets picked up for Catch. And the Masha is also locked in for Catch's draft. Shen responds with the Melong and the Shizuka.
The Shizuka is a really nice pick right now, because the Shizuka has her All Things in Nature skill that can actually bring up the immunity if Lima uses her skill 3 beforehand. So I think that Catch will want to bring a unit that can reset the Shizuka.
Here we go. Catch brings out the Volantis and a unit that can reset the Shizuka, which is Changpang, and it's locked in.
That is a nice choice there, but let's not forget Chen still has a Sekhmet that can reset one of those units. Perhaps he'll want to bring another resetter, maybe the Cigar, or just something that can really sustain his team. He has a couple of options on that front.
There we go. He brings out a Douglas for his final unit and locks that in. The bans are coming your way.
Not much sustain from Shen's side, but the Douglas signals a definite ban on the Masher. Catch is going to have to decide if the Douglas is a forced ban or not. It probably is if he doesn't want to risk it, because most of his damage dealers are wind element.
Here we go, guys. A few seconds to decide their final bans. What will it be? I'm curious, just like you are. The bans are in. The Douglas gets the ban. The Masher gets the ban. Here we go. Leader skills are in. Molong for Shen's side with the HP lead, and Catch goes with the 33 speed lead.
The Catch is probably going to take the first turn, potentially after Sekhmet resets one of the units. The question is it going to be enough? The Oliver and Changpeng are going to bring a lot of control, but is he going to be able to deal with that Juno?
Oliver takes the first turn on Catch's side. Where will he direct his impulse gun? Oh no, sorry. I thought Oliver was moving first. It looked like Sekhmet moved first. I'm seeing things.
That's alright. Sekhmet did move first, but Sekhmet was very unfortunate again. Today we have seen Sekhmet fail earlier for Liver just now. Sekhmet has once again failed for Shen. How unfortunate. At the end of the day, she is a little bit of a coin flip unit, but most of the time that coin flip is worth it. Unfortunately, that coin did not land on heads for Shen.
Here we go. Catch with the Volantis. Opts in with skill 1 to stun the Shizuka. Lands the stun on the Shizuka. Changpeng goes for the serious matter and pushes back everyone's attack bar, hopefully resetting some unit skills. Mega Impulse Gun into Shizuka. Shizuka looks pretty controlled right now with that slow and stun on her. Mega Impulse Gun onto Merlong.
This Oliver is going absolutely crazy, and I want to point out it was a really clever choice by Catch not to use the Volantis skill 3 earlier, because Lima had already stripped and he didn't want to give Juno any heal and any speed buff. It was actually quite lucky that Lima didn't put the speed debuff on Juno to give her the speed buff.
Here we go. Sekhmet. I know Sekhmet is about to take a turn. There's no confusion here with the Oliver's aura at the moment. Sekhmet goes onto the Lima, lands the reset.
I feel like Lima was a unit that isn't super weak to reset, because she still has that skill 1 that can do really solid damage and a little bit of turn cycle. I think Lima is going to be a really important unit for Catch to keep alive, because she is going to do some decent damage to Juno, whereas the Oliver is going to struggle a little bit more. I do still think that Catch is in a good position right now, but things could change at any given point.
Here we go. Merlong, skill 1. Will he go to land some defense breaks somewhere, or will he deal some damage already on a unit with the defense break? Goes into the Lima. Lima not looking too healthy right now. Skill 1 into Juno. Juno will return the favor, most likely, with the skill 1 from the Oracle onto the Lima.
This is a really good opportunity for Shen to take out a unit from Catch because of the defense breaks on Lima and Changpeng at the moment. But I don't know if he's going to be able to do so because Catch has the speed lead and his units are taking an awful lot of turns.
There we go. Lima taking out that Juno. Catch looking very healthy right now. Changpeng deals some damage onto the Shizuka. Lima, skill 3 is up. Invincibility is up. Oliver, Mega Impulse Gun into the Shizuka. Oh, resistance, but increases the cooldown time. Does not push back the attack bar. Here we go. Valentis goes for the stun on the Shizuka. She resists.
Indeed, Catch, again, very well played to hold off on the Lima's start and end skill 3 until the Juno was gone because the Juno could have turned those buffs into dots. We know, seen players make mistakes before where they kind of use a buffing skill whilst an Oracle with predicted future is on the field. He's not done that. He's played really, really smoothly in this match and he has won.
First blood Catch in this brilliant matchup against Shen here. I mean, I think you guys hit the nail on the head there when you talked about the speed leads as well there and how that paid dividends for Catch in that situation there, Baus, and he was just able to get the first game under his belt.
Precisely, Oliver helped make sure that he took the first turn. Really unfortunate once again with the Sekhmet. She missed the reset as the Sekhmet missed the reset in the previous match with Livert. And from then on, it was just really smooth fight for Catch. He was able to control the units of Shen really nicely, even though it got a little bit close at that point where the Sekhmet used her skill 2 Curse of the Beautiful. It wasn't quite enough, and Catch was just able to dispatch what Shen was able to bring eventually. Really, really well played from Catch. Going with what he knows because he has the units and the runes and the artifacts to deliver.
Exactly, he does. This is the last opportunity for Shen, of all players, to remain in the competition here at the EU prelims. Can he make sure in this next set to stay in the competition, or will Catch go through following suit with a 2-0 victory? It's time to pick and ban once again. Baus and Killer, let's do it, boys.
Here we go, guys. Match number 4. Set number 2. We got the pre-bans. We got the Oliver and the Juno getting pre-bans.
Those two pre-bans actually make a lot of sense. Oliver did a lot of work for Shen in the previous match, or rather Catch, and also Juno is a unit that Shen really relies on and also a really good counter to the Nephthys, which I'm thinking that Catch will want to use in this match. Is Shen going to do what Raxas did in the recent match against New and start picking Nephthys counters before Nephthys is even on the field?
Here we go. Shen goes with the Murloc for first pick, locks it in. No early picks right here because we got the Nephthys locked in for Catcher's side as the first unit and the Lima as the second unit.
Well, never mind, the Nephthys is already on the field, so he can start picking Nephthys counters right now. He can pick out that Sekhmet, which is a good counter, but I don't know if he's too devastated by Sekhmet letting him down in the previous match. It looks like he is going to give her another shot.
Yes, Shen picking up that Sekhmet for the second unit and Wusa for the third unit. Catch brings out the Nana and the Valentis locked in for his third and fourth unit.
I'm really not sure about that Wusa because there's already a Lima on the field to strip the Wusa buffs, and the Valentis, of course, he knew that Catch had access to. I think a different unit, potentially, well, the Tetra or the Veramos, you know, those classic Nephthys counters would have worked a little bit better for sustain than the Wusa.
Here we go. Shen picks up the Praha and the... Oh, I forgot his name.
It's Wedget.
Wedget for his 50th. Yes, Wedget, the Light Horus. I knew it was the tip of my tongue. And Catch picks up that Changpeng for his final unit.
Yep, it looks like Shen really wants to take the first turn because Wedget has the 24% speed lead. If Wedget moves first, he can either reset with the Sekhmet, or if he lets the Molong Wusa combo through, that could take out a unit. So perhaps he'll want to ban out the Nana or just ban out the speed lead of the Sekhmet.
Both speed leads get banned out. The Wedget and the Sekhmet get banned out. Lima with the accuracy lead. Molong with the HP lead on Shen's side. Here we go, guys. Shen looking to tie this match up and Catch looking to advance to the next round. Who will win?
Catch this is going to be a crucial one. Is Sekhmet going to reset?
The Sekhmet, here we go. Goes to the Changpeng, manages to increase the cooldown and strip that immunity off him. Wusa follows up on Shen's side. Will he skill 3 put the shield and immunity up, or will he go for some raw damage with that skill 2?
I'm I'm sure that he'll want to go for the raw damage because there's 2 strippers on Catcher's side of the field. But this Nana has those extra stacks, and I think that Shen does not quite have enough damage apart from the Molong Reckless Assault in order to take out enough of the stacks.
Lima putting up that start and end skill up. Here we go. Valantis goes for the strip, lands the provoke and the stun on the Praha. Changpang skill 1 on the Molong, trying to push back his attack by a little bit. Molong, Dragon's Dance, Reckless Assault, both available. What will Shen do?
I think Catch having pre-banned that Juno has had a huge impact on this match because Catch relies on so many BD buffs from the Valantis and his Nestus, which has been banned out, and not having that Juno to cleanse and to heal the team and strip the opponent is actually huge for Catch. There's nothing that really counters Catch's draft at the moment, and Catch has a lot of control. Changpeng is even going to get his skills back up really soon.
Here we go. Changpeng, skill 1 into Praha, trying to push back that attack by a little bit. Nana, skill 1, he's got attack break available. Goes for the attack break on the Praha, lands it. I'm not going to predict what this Molong is going to do because you can use skill 1 or Dragon's Dance or Reckless Assault.
Uses the Reckless Assault, that's probably just going to donate a stack to Catch. So perhaps not the best idea. At the same time, this Praha does have the skill 3 up to potentially turn the tide around.
And there we go. Praha goes for the heal and the sleep, managing to sleep the Valantis and the Changpeng. Wusa, skill 3 is available. I feel like this is a good time to use that.
I feel like he has to gamble and hope that Lima misses the strip because Shen is actually in a really difficult position at the moment. Usually you wouldn't want to use the Wusa skill 3 if there is a Lima on the field, but desperate times call for desperate measures, and this helps to protect the Molong.
Molong, Reckless Assault into Changpeng, takes him out. Nana brings it back with the Soul Harvest. Zekmet goes for the reset resistance from the Lima.
How unfortunate. Once again, Segment missing the reset. The story of the day so far, I feel like, Killer. Also, interestingly, that Lima held off on the strip for some reason. I think she did have the strip available predicted future, but she chose to use skill 1 instead. And now, actually, Shen is in a good position because he has another chance to reset the Lima.
Yeah, that combo from that Wusa was huge.
Did you see that? Segment failed to reset once again.
Lima, here we go. Start and end is up. Invincibility, heal, and immunity is up on Catcher's side. Praha goes for the strip. Manages to only strip the Nana. That is kind of huge. Wusa, skill 1 into the Nana. Fails to sleep. Gets an additional turn.
Things are looking quite good for Shen right now. He has actually been able to control Catcher's units quite nicely, and he's had made good skill selections throughout the match, I feel. Despite Segment missing so many resets, the Praha has actually had a real game changer when she used the skill through the Daydream earlier, healing the team, sleeping the opposite team, and bringing speed buff to all of Shen's side, and I feel like that really has helped him take out Catcher's units one by one, as we are seeing on the screen right now.
Here we go, Segment again with her skills already. Goes with the skill 3 onto Lima, manages to reset it this time and steal the beneficial effects. Valantis, skill 1 goes into, I was just predicting Molong, stuns that Praha. She misses a turn.
Finally resetting Segment, being well behaved when it hardly even matters anymore, but it's all good. Shen is probably going to take this match back to 1-1, and we're finally actually going to go to a decider for the first time today.
I was going to say exactly the same thing. Shen gets the victory there with Catch conceding to make it 1-1. Our first best of 3 officially going the distance. It comes down to one game. Whoever wins goes through to the next round to face Ismo. We talked a lot about resets there. I mean, Baus, walk us through what was happening and why was that so pivotal?
I mean, that was incredible. The theme of the day, Segment missing reset. She did actually land the reset on the Changpeng at the start of the match, which was really, really important in order to not get the Changpeng using his skill 3 at the start and for Catch to really steamroll and give Nana extra stacks. In the end, towards the end, she did miss the reset a couple of times, but it wasn't too crucial. I think Praha was a real MVP in that match. She just had, with that buff that she had recently with the speed buff, she just brings so much to the team and really supported Shen's draft from quite a difficult position to move into a commanding one within the space of a couple of, 30 seconds or so. Really impressive stuff.
Very impressive indeed. And of course, let us know in the chat, as always, who you think is going to go the distance here, because it comes down to Catch versus Shen. Whoever wins this one progresses to the best of 5, and the next round loses bracket round 2. It's time, finally, for Catch and Shen to face off. Who will go through? Let's find out.
A very important game for both players right now. This is match point for both players. This is set number 3, best out of 3. The Sekhmet and the Ragdoll get the pre-ban and Catch with the first pick.
Shen is going to have access to one of his favorite units, once again, the Judo. And the Sekhmet, I wonder if she is actually going to reset today or if she's going to miss again.
Here we go. Catch picking up that Oliver for first unit, locks it in. Shen responds with 2 fire units. Juno and Sekhmet for slot 1 and 2 have been locked in.
I mean, in the long run, she should reset more often than she misses the reset, right? So I feel like she's due a couple of successes, but at the same time, I really like that Masha pick to counter and do really hard damage to the Juno.
Here we go. Catch picking up Masha and Lima for second and third unit. Shen brings out that Merlong, locks it in for the third unit, and pairs her up with the Praha.
I'm actually not a fan of the Lima pick this time because she's quite early and she's kind of countered by both the Sekhmet and the Juno, and Shen is bringing an awful lot of strips to deal with that Lima right now, so I'm thinking that the Lima will not be the unit that's banned out.
Here we go. Catch 2 final units to decide to draft up on his deck. What will it be?
I'm thinking a water unit would be pretty nice. Maybe something like a Miles would do quite nicely.
Catch goes with the Dominic and the Valentis for his final 2 units on his draft. Shen has 1 more slot available to counter Catch's drafting.
Dominic is always a solid pick. We've seen how much work Dominic has done for Raxas in a recent match, and I'm sure Shen is going to be really fearing that Dominic. I don't know if he fears the Masha more though.
Shen picking up that Shizuka for the final pick. Oh, very interesting. The bans are about to come in.
I don't think Shen actually fears the Masha that much because that is a lot of water units on Shen's side of the field. Catch is going to be looking on that Oliver to do a lot of work for him if it does get let through. So the Oliver might get banned out.
As predicted, Oliver gets the banned out and the segment gets banned out. Lead skills are in. Shen goes with the HP. Catch goes with the accuracy with the Lima. Here we go. A match point for both players. Who will advance to round 2? Alright, here we go.
I am liking Shen's draft potentially a little bit more because I feel like Catch's 2 strippers aren't offering a whole amount with Juno on the field. However, if Catch manages to take out the Juno quickly with the Masha plus the Dominic, then things are going to be looking quite different.
Lima goes for the strip, fails to strip the Merlong and the Shizuka. Juno cuts in between, also does the same thing and fails to strip any of Catch's units. Merlong glancing is up. What kind of skill is he going to use? Dragon's Dance or Reckless Assault? Goes for Dragon's Dance. Stuns the Lima and the Valentis. That is huge. Masha fast link, failing to land the defense break on the Juno. Could be a little bit crucial here. Here we go. Shizuka, all things in nature, is available.
I feel like this Shizuka will want to protect the Juno because otherwise the Dominic is just going to take the Juno out on his turn.
Here we go, as predicted, Shizuka protects the Juno. Dominic deals his damage towards Merlong. Merlong not looking too healthy right now with that branding on him.
It's quite unfortunate. I feel like this match so far has been a story of missed debuffs. Shen failed to strip any units with his Juno. It might be on quite low accuracy to be fair, and the Catch also failed to land the defense break with his smash on the Juno, and the Juno is still on the field at the moment. And now this Shizuka is going to do some serious work with that skill free.
There we go. All things in nature from Shizuka. Skill 3 landing all those debuffs on Catch's side. Reckless assault into Dominic, failing to take him out. Dominic not looking too healthy right now. Additional turn from this Merlong. Skill 1 takes out that Dominic. Dominic is out of this match. Praha goes for the heal. Shen looking very, very healthy right now, while Valentis and Lima is stunned up.
Indeed, I think Shen has drafted really well in this match. And this Masha against the world, I don't think Masha is going to be able to take out 3 water units. And to be fair, I don't even think the Masha is going to be able to take out the Juno. Looks like Shen is really making his experience count right here today.
There we go. Additional turn from that Masha after fastling landing that defense break on the Juno, but failing to take out that Juno. Merlong dealing some damage towards that Masha. Praha, skill 1, dealing damage into Masha, dismounting her. Shizuka getting that strip of the Masha. Additional turn into Masha. Masha has one more turn, but she is out of this match. Shen wins 2-1 over Catch and advances to the next round.